Okay. President Trump nominates Amy Coney Barrett, Supreme Court of the United States. I was gonna ask a silly question. How ugly you think this is gonna get? Let's start from your point of view. What do you think about all this? What do you think about the hubbub, the controversy, and what will you be doing over the next few days?
So she is exceptionally well qualified. I mean, both as a jurist, as a writer, as an American. I think the left fears her because she is a woman of faith who practices her faith. She's got 7 kids. She's Catholic, 7 kids, but one of them has Downs. Reportedly, they knew the child had Downs, but nonetheless, Amy took the child to term and now loves the child. 2 children who were adopted from Haiti. I mean, she walks the talk. She and her husband clearly care for each other, clearly work to make the other do better in life. It is the left's worst nightmare. For America, she is going to be a great jurist. She is smart. She writes well. She relates to the average American experience. So for all those reasons, in a political year, I think the left is going to be beside themselves. It's going to be an interesting hearing, but I do think she'll end up taking her place on the bench.
Dr. Bill, maybe it's just protocol. Maybe there's something to this I don't get and or understand. Knowing that if hearings are held, Dems are just going to sit the woman down and attempt to just destroy her. Why have the hearings at all? Are they required? Why don't we just go right to a vote? What the heck?
I think it's important for the American people to see that sense of fair play, and I think they'll learn a lot. You know, I mentioned how she's the left's worst nightmare. Why do I say that? When she came up for circuit court, Dianne Feinstein, who's a Democratic senator from California, the ranking member, said something along the lines of, "Your dogma is coming through." Like Amy speaking about how her faith influences her so offended Senator Feinstein, she kind of made an issue of it in a derogatory way. So the American people need to see how fairly someone is treated and how they answer those questions. It's not just the senators judging, it's also going to be the public.
So do you think at some point there is a political calculation to this, i.e. the Republicans having the hearings in that the way the Democrats intend to treat her in their questioning may hurt them politically?
Well, first, it is just required that you have a hearing. So there's no politics in terms of scheduling the hearing. But I can promise you that the Democratic side of the aisle has a strategy they're developing. In fact, reportedly, they wanted to replace Dianne Feinstein, the Democrat lead on that committee, because they're afraid she wouldn't handle herself well. Kamala Harris, who was so abusive to Brett Kavanaugh, I'm sure they're coaching her on how to behave. So it's required to have the hearing, but I think it's going to be very instructive for the American people.
Okay, Senator, help me. Help me with this, because in 2016, Mitch McConnell took a different route and did not want to move forward with the replacement for Antonin Scalia. Things have changed now. This is the kind of political shenanigans that the vast majority of Americans are tired of. Can you explain? Was there difference back then and there's not now?
Yeah, so the difference which McConnell made, which granted is lost, is that the president was of one party, the Senate was of another, and so that means the American people had not declared themselves as to which direction they want to go. Since then, we've elected a Republican president, increased the number of Republican senators, so the American people had kind of declared themselves. But, Aaron, of course people are going to you say, well, that's splitting hairs. It might be. All I know is whoever is brought before the Senate, I'm required to vote yes or no, and I'll just stay in my lane and do that which I'm supposed to do.